All right, let's see. I see Solid Rock Church from Victoria, Texas. Annette Sanders from Tennessee. Desmond Hines, South Carolina. Andrew from Connecticut. Catherine from California. Liz Baker, Amesbury, UK. Ken Alexander from Houston. Terry from South Carolina. Gemma from the Philippines. Shane West, Chicago. Sarah, Birmingham, UK. Clevie Stewart, New York. Nairobi, Kenya. I see John Jackson. Oh, God bless you, PPE supplier. Dean Hibbs, Central Oregon. Samantha from Denver. Elta, Lively, Las Vegas. Pat, Alabama. Shauna Ross, Charlotte, North Carolina. Penny from Oregon. Peter, Dirty Jersey. Sheila, Pennsylvania. Adam Sterling from the UK. DJ Coulter, Colorado. Kelly B, North Carolina. Sarah from the UK. Scott from Tennessee. Charlie, Chester, UK. Dagmar from Lake Arrowhead, California. Wally, Apache Junction, Arizona. Bethany, Seattle. Queen Butler, I think that's Toronto. Sarah in California. Brooklyn, New York. Crypto Island. Birmingham, UK, Colin Simmons. Franz from the Netherlands. Yana from New York. Robin from Concord. Angelita Salinas from Redmond, Oregon. Frankie from the UK. Jesse from North Carolina, State Road, North Carolina. G from Arizona. David, Northern California. Athea, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tracy from Connecticut. Tony from Massachusetts. Dean from Youngstown, Ohio. T. Rowe, Kissimmee, Florida. Joaquim from Sweden. Hope I'm saying that right. Joaquim or Josim. I'm not sure. Serena, Charleston, South Carolina. Tim, Bedford, Texas. Coach Ken, Naples, Florida. See, Brooklyn, New York. Lisa Marie, UK. And Martin from Liverpool, UK. UK is representing today. All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning international presentation/training. My name is Brandon Ivy, based out of Los Angeles, California. As you can see, we have people logging in from all over the world. I see you, Sally, from Redmond. So let's go ahead and get started. You know, as a disclaimer, I'm not the CEO of the company. I'm not a co-owner of the company. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I'm simply one of you. And I got a phone call a couple of months ago that said, Brandon, we're putting together a company that is right up your field of expertise, dealing with cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Only our focus is going to be on education, philanthropy, and charity, and we want to be different. Now, this is our Saturday morning, so unlike other presentations, I actually take my time on this Saturday morning one, and I give a lot more detail. So if you guys are here for the very first time, you're about to get a real detailed view of what Up2Give is all about. At Up2Give, we have a strong moral, integral, and purpose-driven vision to change lives around the world through our ecosystem. We're standing on 4 pillars: philanthropy. We are focused on creating a culture of worldwide giving. Education. Reward those who give while teaching them the value behind growing personally. Banking. Bank the unbanked through our giving. And personal causes. Create a social revolution of stories with people whose needs have been met through the Up2Give community. We have built a model where people from around the world can come together, get educated, banked, and skilled on the principles of philanthropy and EQ, emotional intelligence, while creating a culture of global giving. During the education process, we will be teaching members how to utilize one of our tools for contributing called the Giving Box. This will allow us to fulfill the purpose of our core principles, as well as help contribute to the stories being shared in our community to engage the social revolution part of our culture. Here are some examples of target areas of focus. Education. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development found that 50% of U.S. adults can't read a book written at an 8th grade level. Lack of formal education results in lower earning power and serious threats to an individual's long-term well-being. Banking. Globally, about 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked. without an account at a financial institution or through a mobile money provider. Health. Currently, nearly 1 billion people spend 10% of their household income or more on health expenses for themselves, a sick child, or another family member. In fact, we have some 3.8 billion people who lack access to basic health care. And with coronavirus running around, it is putting the whole industry in strain. And housing. Currently, over 850 million people, more than the populations of the U.S. and the European Union combined, are living in informal settlements. So what is our ultimate goal? It's simply to empower you and people around the world to contribute toward anyone's cause in our ecosystem, whether it is to help achieve a goal that helps someone in your family, your church, your country, your community. It doesn't matter how big or small that vision or mission is. We will bring the nation together to help support those causes. And with our model being a model of philanthropy, we are confident that the Up2Give family will be there for you. Up2Give is a global correlation movement. So let's talk about one of our core pillars that we're standing on, education. We partner with a company called Success Training Institute. This institute offers cutting-edge soft skills training in audio and video format so that you can learn and get better skills on topics like leadership, customer service, professional development, personal development, sales, team building, HR management, management training, and much, much more. In fact, you can even take additional training courses that help you to get certified, and things like how to improve your brand and self-discipline, goal setting and time management, maintaining focus and empathy. We're all practicing social distancing, or we should be. How about learning social skills mastery? You know, my mentors taught me back in the day that success leaves clues. And they said, Brandon, if you want to be successful, it has nothing to do with how great the company is. It has everything to do with the skill set that you're going to learn, that you can utilize. And these soft skills are not being taught in school. I learned from my parents and from trial and error and spending 6 figures on personal development in my career. With Success Training Institute, we offer state-of-the-art soft skills training designed for individuals, companies, and entrepreneurs. Here you can improve your skills in less than 10 minutes per day. Another pillar that we're standing on is the banking industry. There's 1.7 billion people in the world who are currently unbanked. This is why we partner with a company called Ooh La La that wants to bring you the future of banking. Be the first to send and receive money for a fraction of the cost. Access microcredit offers from your favorite retailers. Pay bills with ease. Build credit. Enjoy online shopping and take charge of your financial future with our exclusive Ooh La La partnership without the need of having a bank account. Ooh La La is a full-service financial solution designed to empower communities. So how does someone get banked? Through Ooh La La. Well, by partnering with us, you're going to have access to facilitate and accelerate your financial inclusion with our blockchain-powered platform and app. Build a global credit score. Access virtual and physical payment cards, secure transactions, personalized offers, bill payments, and more. And we also have microcredit offers that helps to build credit history for the unbanked and underbanked community. Ooh La La's mission is to offer inexpensive financial services to this demographic to help establish a credit score, which will enable them to participate in the formal financial economy. Another pillar that we're standing on is personal causes. We want to create a social revolution of stories whose needs have been met through the Up2Give community. And we currently have 35,000 causes and growing. And this is what Up2Give is all about. See, when you join, you're going to have access to create your own blog, to create your own cause that you want to get help with. Another thing my mentors used to say, said, Brandon, again, your success is not even going to be dependent on the company, the product, or the compensation plan. It's how many times are you able to tell your story to the most amount of people? What is your story? What is your cause? What are you passionate about? Another thing that they said is that you can't do it by yourself. We all need a little bit of help. Your cause could be anything from, hey, I'm trying to write a book, or I'm trying to get myself out of debt, or I want to be able to pay medical costs because coronavirus and the flu and other things is hitting my family hard. How about you might be tied to a church and social distancing is not allowing you to be able to meet up on Sundays, and now the offering plates and the tithes is dropped like a rock. It doesn't matter what your cause is, it is yours. Here's an example of one: providing safe shelter to homeless and abused women and children in crisis. Nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. 10 million people per year, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men. Here's another example of one: breast cancer research saves lives. Research is the reason. So this wants to bring awareness to raise money for breast cancer research. Now, when you create a cause like this, every cause goes on our community website. So when anybody from around the world comes to see your cause, they don't know you, you don't know them, but this is what can happen. Or if you share with anybody, they can decide to support your cause, join the community, and create a cause of their own that they can receive contributions for. Or they can just simply decide to support your cause. There'll be a Bitcoin address that they can send the Bitcoin to. They're not a part of the community. Your cause just touched their heart. This is what Up2Give is all about. So how does someone get started? See, we've already talked about education with Success Training Institute. We talked about getting banked with Ooh La La, and your ability to share your cause and create contributions for whatever that cause is. So to get started, the first step you want to do is get back to the person who invited you. You're going to create an account at up2give.com, and you're going to pay $32 for a monthly membership fee for Up2Give that goes towards your membership to Success Training Institute, which, by the way, is more than half off. The second step you're going to do is you're going to contribute to personal causes in the Up2Give community like the ones we just showed. You're going to contribute 0.005 Bitcoin, some around $50 US, if Bitcoin's at $10,000 a coin. And the third thing you're going to do is you're going to write your story, share it with 2 people who join the community with you, and do the same thing. If you can do these 3 steps, you're going to have a lot of success with Up2Give. Now let's talk about the sign-up process and experience. Maria in California shares her link with John. The moment John clicks on her link, the first thing he will see is her story. Now John's in London. Once John reads her story, he will see the options to contribute in the website sidebar, where it shows 2 options. Option 1, join the community, or option 2, support Maria's cause. Once John has clicked to join, the system will take him to the registration page where he can add his basic information. Now let's talk about John's experience. John now has 14 days free in the Up2Give community. What does this mean? John has the opportunity to experience our back office and ecosystem. John can take the sample courses we have available on our Up2Give Academy portal, powered by Success Training Institute. John has enough time to decide to become a member or simply contribute to Maria's cause, because you have the option to simply contribute and not join the community. Now let's assume that John decides to join Maria's journey. John has before the 14th day midnight to pay a $32 member fee in Bitcoin for the activation of his education program at Up2Give Academy. He'll be able to create a story page, have a user link, and the moment he contributes to Up2Give causes during that same period of time, he becomes a ground zero member of the Giving Box. Now, the more people who contribute to each other, the more Up2Give is going to give back as well. And it happens in stages, because our Giving Box goes from ground zero through stage 6. Now, when you complete stage 3 in the Giving Box, Up2Give is going to give you a debit card so that you can start monetizing the Bitcoin that you've been given through our ecosystem. This is our partnership with Ooh La La. With this step of philanthropy, we will start to help change the banking crisis in the world, where so many people lack the opportunity to own a debit card. Also, we will make the service available for purchase if you choose not to wait to receive it for free for a small setup fee. When you complete stage 4, you will have the option of choosing from 12 different cause-driven programs. And once you've made the choice, you will follow the steps given in your back office, and a liaison will be assigned to you, and you'll work together for about 45 days to create a story out of that cause, which we will then go viral with it. Up2Give will contribute on your behalf for reaching stage 4 a maximum of $1,500 to that cause, fulfilling our social revolution part of our 4 pillars. This stage is important. It is going to be a huge step and feature within Up2Give. This is separate from your own personal causes that you're writing up. I'll give you an example. One of my causes that I'm going to be using for this is my own cousin. His name is Robert Smith. He's a former NBA basketball player, UNLV running Rebel. And he had a major stroke last year. And it was so bad that the doctors said that the left side of his brain was dead. And my family over there, even though he's been in the NBA, he has a long road to recovery. So the family was having fundraisers to be able to raise money, because that type of recovery in the hospital is not cheap. It's expensive. Now, the miracle is he is now walking as of 2 weeks ago. He's recovering. It's been a long road, but he's beaten all the odds. But again, it is expensive. So he's going to be one of my examples for stage 4. When you complete stage 5, Up2Give is going to reward you with an all-expense paid trip to a recognition event where top speakers from around the world are going to come to teach about leadership, philanthropy, finance, personal development, and charitable causes. When you complete stage 6, Up2Give requires you to give 12.5% back to the community and the ecosystem. Stage 6 in the giving box is the most critical stage due to the amount of contributions given to your cause. We will require you to be walking hand in hand with the Up2Give founding team to ensure that we maximize your giving potential. Let me tell you what Up2Give is all about. Not trying to find any individuals who want to make a whole lot of money. We want to create philanthropists. At stage 6, you complete that process because you're contributing more than anybody. How would you like to say you're contributing more than $50,000 to charities and philanthropy? Don't tell me how much money you make. Show me how much you're giving back, who you're helping. That's what Up2Give is all about. Now, how does Up2Give strive to be compliant? Well, number one, Up2Give does not touch the Bitcoin of anybody. How many times have you seen companies out there that say, give us all your Bitcoin? You can't withdraw for 8 months, but we're going to trade it on your behalf. You don't have to do anything, but we guarantee you're going to make 1% to 2% a day on your money. Sounds great until the owners run off with everybody's Bitcoin before you have a chance to withdraw. That is illegal. Most of those are scams. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of seeing those out there and people getting hurt. See, Up2Give does not touch your Bitcoin. The giving is peer-to-peer. What does peer-to-peer mean? Have you ever ridden in an Uber or a Lyft before? That vehicle is not owned by the taxi company or Uber. It's owned by somebody else. Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb? That property is not owned by a hotel chain or Airbnb. It's owned by somebody else. Up2Give does not have a compensation plan. The giving box is peer-to-peer, utilizing the greatest financial revolution the world has ever seen with Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Why? Well, number one, Bitcoin is decentralized. It is not controlled by a bank, a government, a CEO, or a boss, a business. It is open source. It belongs to everybody. It cannot be manipulated or changed or hacked. The second thing is that it is universal in value. It sees no borders. 1 Bitcoin in the UK is worth 1 Bitcoin in South Africa. And the third reason is that it's permissionless. You don't need a bank, Western Union, or a bank wire to send Bitcoin anywhere around the world. It's as easy as sending an email with small minimum fee, and the transaction is almost instantaneous. The only thing that Up2Give gets is $32 a month that goes towards your membership to Success Training Institute and operate as a company, and it is not commissionable. Those of you that understand compliance understand what I mean by that. Number two, Up2Give is a major contributor in collective causes. That is stage 4. And number 3, Up2Give is a giving model that even for nonprofit identities such as churches is presented as a revolution of offerings in the ministry. The more they give each other, the more they receive. So what do you receive for the $32 per month? An entire ecosystem that will allow you to share your story to the world through our Up2Give.com blog. Access to our global education community at the Up2Give Academy, powered by Success Training Institute. Access to the Giving Box, which allows you to be part of our community blog and social revolution stories that are inspired by the members' philanthropical culture and cause-driven movement. And rewards for giving back to the community and their causes, which allows Up2Give to partner with you and create stories of our own when you start reaching stage 4 and above. So how does the contributing actually work? Let's talk about the Giving Box. It is a voluntary tool designed so that you can increase your resources to help more causes. At the same time, improve the lives of those who participate. People say all the time, Brandon, I would love to be giving to charities. I just don't have the resources to do so. I'm just trying to pay my bills and live above water. But what if you did have the extra resources? Would you be able to help others? That is what this is designed to do, increase your resources. We have something that's very unique called a global community line, and this is not a binary, this is not a unilevel or a matrix or any of that stuff. It is one global community line. There is no such thing as teams here. We're all on the same team. You're going to pay your $32 for Up2Give membership. You're going to contribute to personal causes in the Up2Give community, 0.005 Bitcoin. And from this point forward, we're going to assume that Bitcoin is $10,000 a coin, so I can do the transactions for you, for those that don't know Bitcoin. So 0.005 would be about 50 US dollars. The conversion rate is what I wanted to use. Now, once you do this, you're going to enter what we call ground zero. Here's how the global community line kicks in. When you share with two people who have also contributed 0.005 Bitcoin, they're going to fall below you or after you in the global community line. But anybody in the entire company that enters ground zero is going to fall after you in the global community line. Now, just because you paid $32 to be a member of Up2Give does not put you in ground zero of the giving box. Only after you contribute do you get into ground zero. So let's talk about contributing and receiving. You contributed 0.005 in ground zero. You shared with two people who did the same thing. Guess what? You received $100 worth of Bitcoin. Now, not only did you receive everything that you contributed, because you contributed 50, you received 100. You received double that back. Now, you can stop right there if you choose, but that's not what this is designed for. We want you to have as much resources as possible. $50 is only going to get you so far. You're going to contribute that whole $100. Move on to stage one. Stage one, you're qualified to receive up to 0.02 Bitcoin, about $200. You're going to contribute half of that back, and you keep $100 worth of Bitcoin. Move to stage two. You're qualified to receive up to 0.04 Bitcoin, $400 worth. You're going to contribute half of that back. You keep 0.02, $200 worth of Bitcoin. Are you starting to see a pattern here? The more you contribute, the more you receive. Stage three, you're qualified to receive up to 0.16 Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 0.05 back. You keep 0.11, that's $1,100 worth of Bitcoin. What is your biggest risk here? That you got started and you contributed 0.005. That's your biggest risk. And is this those things I'm going to lose all my money? If all your money is $82, that is a risk. But that is all your risk is going to be. Because that's the only time you should ever come out of pocket. You do not go to the next stage until you receive contributions that's going to afford it. You go to stage four. You're qualified to receive up to 0.8 Bitcoin. That's $8,000 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 0.25 back. You keep 0.55, $5,500 worth of Bitcoin. Let's add all that up. That's $6,900 stage 1 through 4. What was the qualification that you personally needed to do to reach this far? Share with two people on ground zero who contributed 0.005 each. The global community line did the rest, and we're going to talk about that in a moment, but I want to highlight something here. See, this is more than $3,400 on a monthly basis. Where do I get that from? Because the system is going to reset itself every 60 days, and our next reset is happening on May 15th. What does a reset mean? Well, when I first got started, I've been in this industry for a very long time, and I have seen a lot of things. I never saw this before. So I asked the question, how long can something like this last? Is this a 6-month fly-by-night opportunity, some kind of get-rich-quick scheme or scam? I said, no. I said, well, even if I get all the way through all the stages, what's after that? I mean, you're only going to last so long. They said, no, the system resets itself. What does that mean? That means no matter what stage you're on, everybody goes back to ground zero. And I said, wait a second, are you telling me I got to start all over again? I'm not doing all that. I said, no, 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 no. You still have the same organization, the same network, the same global community line. So whatever you received on the last reset, you're going to do again this time. Would you rather get $6,900 once or every time the system resets? I said, oh, so you mean to tell me it's almost like residual contributions? I said, yes. That light bulb went off in my head. That means this thing can go on for as long as we want it to, without the need of constantly having new blood come through if the same organization you have just keeps doing the same thing. I couldn't sleep once I figured that out. And I didn't figure it out the first time I saw the presentation. In fact, I was doing presentations and I still didn't have it figured out yet. It took me a couple of weeks. But how would an extra $3,400 in Bitcoin every month towards your cause help anybody out? That's a full-time income for most people. There's countries in the world where their monthly income is anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a month. Even in the United States, the average household family earns less than $33,000 a year. We're talking more than $40,000 a year here. Now there's more stages. Stage 5 is a huge jump. Between $8,000 to $80,000, you're qualified to receive up to 8 Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 1 whole Bitcoin back, which means you get to keep 7. However, the qualification changes. You need to help 2 individuals rise through the stages. One that's received all contributions from stage 3 and one that has contributed to stage 4. And then stage 6, you're qualified to receive up to 64 Bitcoin. You're going to contribute 12.5% back, which means you keep 56. Now, as impressive as that is, let me tell you what is more impressive to me, and I said it earlier. Up2Give is building a community of philanthropists. That's what this is all about, not what you're going to make. Who are you helping? What are you giving back towards? That's what's most impressive. To be on stage 6, you need to help 2 individuals as well. One person that's received all contributions on stage 4, and one that has received contributed to stage 5. Now, let's talk about the global community line, because 2 people do not equal 64 Bitcoin. How does the global community line click in? Well, on ground zero, you shared it with 2 that qualified you to move to stage 1. Once you have 40 individuals that have reached stage 1 after you in the entire world, you're qualified to receive up to all contributions on that stage. Every stage has a number. Stage 2 is 80. Stage 3 is 160. Stage 4 is 320. Stage 5 is 640. And stage 6 is 1024. That's where the global community line kicks in. We currently have more than 13,000 active members. We're just got started. We haven't even had our first real clean reset yet. That happens on May 15th. The company is only 70%, maybe 70%. I'm going to have to drop that down. 60% of what we ultimately will be. You'll see within the next 60 days. So we're just getting started. So those of you getting started now will be in the global community line before the hundreds of thousands that's to come later. So let's recap how this all happens. You paid your $32 membership fee for Up2Give. You contributed to Up2Give causes, personal causes. You share with 2 people who do the same thing, and you're going to receive Bitcoin toward your causes and purpose. That's the flow. Now, that's the presentation, everybody. I told you on Saturday morning I'd take a little bit longer, take my time, so that you have a clear understanding of what this is all about. So what do you do next? There's 2 types of people. The first type of person says, Brandon, this is for me. Where do I sign up? Let's get started. Let's get going. I want to have a great summer. Good, good. Let's get you signed up. Let's get you started. Let's get you plugged in. Stick around because we're going to go through a little bit of training. I want to show you the website, show you a couple of things. The second type of person says, Brandon, you know, this is not for me. I understand it's not for everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for even listening. But I want you to go back to the person who invited you. Ask them to view their cause. View their cause. And then help them out and contribute towards it. They thought enough of you to invite you out. for an opportunity that potentially could change your life if you took advantage of it. You chose it's not for you, but at least help them out. Do them a favor. Help out their cause. And then I have something else to ask of you as well. Find something else. Find a plan B. Because under the best of circumstances, today is Saturday. Most people will be enjoying their weekend, going to the beaches if you're on the coast, spending time with family, watching sports on TV, getting ready for Monday morning. And what happens on Monday morning? You wake up before the sun comes up, go into rush hour traffic to rush off to a job you don't like, to work with people you can't stand, to eat lunch at 12 when you're hungry at 11, to ask for permission to go to the bathroom as if you're a child. To do this for 40 years of your life, knowing that if you're lucky enough not to get laid off or fired, and then if you're in the United States, the federal government has even stated 97% of all Americans retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. 2008 financial collapse. People lost their jobs, they lost their savings, they lost their 401ks, they lost their homes. Their IRA accounts are doing absolutely nothing. They thought they were on the road to recovery until now. Those were the good old days. Those were the best of times. Coronavirus has flipped the table. We now live in a new world. Most Americans are told to stay home and you can't go to work, which means you can't get a paycheck. And most Americans were living paycheck to paycheck anyway. Most Americans don't have $1,000 in their savings account. Most Americans cannot afford a $400 emergency if it were to happen to them today. Most Americans are waiting for the government to come save them with a stimulus check. Now they're talking about we have a meat shortage. So even if you wanted food, there's not going to be food there for you to get. But then there's another option. They're saying you might be an essential worker, and God bless our essential workers. God bless those that are doctors and nurses and police officers and fire departments. And the ones you don't think about, the bus drivers and the postal workers, the delivery, or even your clerks at your grocery stores that's putting their lives and health on the line to serve you just so that they can get a paycheck. Those aren't very two good choices, but I'm here to tell you there's a third choice. There's a third option. More than 14 billion searches going on Google for people asking how to make money from home. People that are, for the first time in their lives, are going through a food line. They never thought that would take place. So they're looking for ways to be productive from home. And if other people can do it, so can you. I've been doing it for 7 years. So can you if you just make the decision. So if not this, then please do something. As a disclaimer, this is a brand new opportunity with minimum data. We do not allow income claims at all. Again, this is not some pyramid scheme or scam. We plan to be here long term. We want you to go to sleep tonight knowing when you wake up tomorrow, the company is still here. Your success depends on you. Yeah, we're running this for the benefit of philanthropies and charities, but we're not running a welfare program. If you're not willing to go to work, this is not for you. If you think you just want to sit there and let the global community line do all the work, this is not for you, because somebody has to build the global community line. That's all of us, especially those of us that's getting started now. The whole key is getting people off of ground zero. We're going to go into training in a second. We're going to talk about that. So that's the presentation. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to switch gears now. I will turn on the chat box, and we are going to show you a couple of things. All right, I hadn't even seen who's on here. Thank you guys for being here. Since international, we should have thousands of people on here. Rule number one, how to build your business. Sharing it with other people, inviting them to the presentation. You don't have to do all the talking. Let somebody like me do all the talking on your behalf. Now, I don't want to, toot my own horn, but one thing I do know for sure, if you invite 10 people to my presentation, at least 2 will want to join. Now you've got your 2. So now that you've gotten signed up, you've gotten started, and you're in your back office. What do you do next? What do you do next? Well, when you're back office, you're going to go and you're going to write your cause. You click on My Cause, and you're going to write your cause. This is my son's account. So you set up your cause. The next thing you're going to do after you write your cause is where it says My Giving Box, My BTC Wallet. You're going to put in your Bitcoin wallet. Now, for those of you who have never been in Bitcoin before, then I got to watch how I say this because we can't provide that information just yet. You're going to need to have a little bit of crypto education and knowledge. Set up a Bitcoin account. So get back to whoever is sharing this with you, and they'll show you how to do so. Do not, and this is my suggestion, use Cash App as your Bitcoin wallet to receive Bitcoin from. You can use Cash App to make your payments. Does that mean Cash App is bad? No. It's just they have a rotator with their Bitcoin addresses, and it confuses people way too much. And somebody that's brand new, the moment you use your Cash App wallet and it changes on you and you don't know why, you're flooding customer support, and it just causes too much of a headache. So do not use Cash App as a Bitcoin wallet. Whatever country you're in, there are wallets that's best for that country. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, so I can't tell you which wallet you should use, because if that wallet screws up, then you're going to turn around and say, Up2Give told me to use this wallet. No, you got to use your own education on this. So get back to the person who invited you, that we have suggestions, but each country's different. Once you put your Bitcoin wallet in, lock it. You have locked your Bitcoin wallet address. Now, how do you change it if you want to change it? You've got to submit a support ticket. This way that nobody can hack into your account and change your wallet and redirect where your contributions are going. Lock your wallet address in. Next thing you want to do is you want to click on Resources. Most of you that ask questions that I've already answered 100 times, and you're going to keep asking it until May 15th rolls around, I understand that. Make sure you go to the masterclass answers before you send a support ticket. See, my job is to try to educate you with enough knowledge so that you don't need to go to your upline to ask questions or submit support tickets. So masterclass answers. We have video training. I think they just finished the third masterclass answers video. Watch these 3 videos. 90% of your questions are going to get answered. Also, our FAQs, frequently asked questions. Also, our video training library. So you click on that. What is your cause? What happened here? Chris, we got a missing video here. To the heart of Up2Give. Successfully make your ground zero contribution. Make your level 1. Make your level 2. When it comes to making contributions, here's what's going to end up happening. Your back office, for example, let's say ground zero or stage 1, for example. You're going to make your ground zero stage 1 contribution. This one says it's already been made, but here's what's going to look like. You're going to see multiple boxes pop up here that says view cause of like 8 different people. When you contribute, your contribution is broken up into 8 different micro contributions that are going to go to different causes in the community. Now, it gives you the option to view those causes, but you do not contribute once you click view cause. Below those is going to be a box that says click here to pay with Bitcoin. And it's going to tell you, click below all of those. We've had people that have had viewed causes and then contributed in those causes. So what you did was you just contributed directly to that cause. and the system is not going to record that as your 0.005 contribution. You've got to do it on the button that it says to contribute to. Again, if you are enrolling somebody in the system, make sure they understand and know that step, because then they're going to have to, there is no refund on that, because the funds do not go to Up2Give. So once you've contributed, you've done that, you've got your cause up, the next thing you want to do is play with the system. Click on Up2Give Academy. Oh, I should have, yeah. Click on Up2Give Academy and go through it. This is what you're paying for. The soft skills education is top notch. When I first saw this, my first immediate reaction was, oh, the company just found some fly-by-night thing to throw in for education, until I actually went through it. And I'm not easily impressed. I've got 21 years of personal development and soft skills. I'm not easily impressed, but this I am very impressed with. It is valuable. It is more valuable than $32 a month. This is thousands of dollars worth of information. Go through it. Learn. Especially during this time, since we're all stuck at home anyway. You've got plenty of time. Next thing you also want to do, if you've never done so, take a look, as you're going to hear more about this very, very soon. I've already got my Ooh La La debit card and the app I'm playing with. Check out oohlala.io so you see what our debit card is all about, what it can actually do, the benefits of it. Click on all the tabs. This is how you learn. You know how I learned whenever I got started? I'm an independent person. I don't like being handicapped where my knowledge and information is dictated on if I can call my sponsor or not. So I'm that type of person that wants to learn as much as I can by myself. And then if there's something I can't find, then I'm going to ask somebody. Click on everything. This is how you learn. I want to know what it is I'm promoting. Next, let's look at how to read your dashboard. So let's say, for example, you're starting to, you want to get out of the ground zero. Click on Current Giving Box. So this is how you read this. You can see how many contributions you'll be receiving per stage. Ground zero, stage 1, all the way through stage 6. Opening stage is when you receive enough contributions from the previous stage to cover the contribution of the next stage. Okay, publicly, this is what I need to say. Do not contribute to the next stage until you've received all of your contributions. Why? The whole purpose is that you are using funds you've received and not coming out of pocket or going into the negative. The only time you come out of pocket should be once from ground zero, your very first time, not even on a reset. Even on a reset, you should have received enough that covers your $32 a month and your 0.005 for ground zero, even on a reset. If you're on stage 3 and 4 and we reset and you can't afford ground zero, you did something wrong. So, risk-free. Now, the system, however, will allow you to contribute to the next stage when you've received enough contributions to cover that. So at least it's like you're breaking even. Why would it allow you to do that? Because there are some people that move faster than others. It's just how it is. It's just something, I mean. Now, with the global community line, it doesn't make that too much of a difference. But there are some people that just move faster. And if you want to get to that global community line fast and be locked in, time stamped, then you can go ahead and do so. Now, when you come to ground zero, you're going to see something. Up2Give community currently has 39,000 members. That doesn't mean 39,000 members who went through ground zero. That's 39,000 members who have paid the $32 to be a part of the community at least once since we went to pre-launch in last December. at least once. Over here on the right shows you how many members have been placed after you in the global community line at that stage. So this is ground zero. There's 13,000. But here's where it's most important. Stage one. You click on stage one. This account, there's 4,855 global members. I remember when that used to be the ground zero amount. Our whole goal as a community is to help people get off of ground zero. That's the goal. How? They need to have two. Help them get off of ground zero. The more people that I see going into stage one lets me know that there's a lot of people getting off of ground zero. Now, you saw there's 13,000 people in ground zero, 4,800 in stage one, because now the global community line can help push these from stage one that go into stage two. Let's look at stage two. There's now 2,267 in the global community line. And if you don't know who to help, then you're going to see also from your own personals. Now, this is really what's going to kick in when you get to stage four and ready to go to stage five. Who to help to make sure that they have their two off of ground zero as well, so that they can go through stages 3 and 4, so that qualifies you for 5. Here's my cousin Marnita. She's doing her thing off of ground zero. She's got 2 personals already in stage 1. I mean, that means that as those 2 personals go through stages 3 and 4, she'll qualify for stage 5. This is what you want to see. Then you click on stage 3. Shows you the global community line. There's only 258 people in stage 3. So see the big jump between stage 2, stage 3. So here's a question that's answered for a lot of you guys that's on stage 3 and 4. And you're waiting to receive all your contributions. That's because we haven't had enough people that's gotten to stage 3 to start contribute to it yet. So imagine stage 2. 2,267 people. What if 1,000 of them hit stage 3? And you see that in your global community line after you. Then think about what happens to all the contributions. But how are stage 2 people going to get to stage 3? Well, you got to look at stage 1. Stage 1, there's 4,800. We need these people to hit stage 2. What if just 2,000 of them get to stage 2? Then we'll all of a sudden 1,000 of those get to stage 3. But again, stage 1, how do we get this number moving? It all comes back to ground zero. 13,000. What if 5,000 of them moved off of ground zero into stage 1, which pushed people from stage 1 to stage 2, which pushed them from stage 2 to stage 3. So if you're sitting there still after we've answered this question for the 1,000th time, how come I have not received all contributions and I reached the stage? It's because the people haven't reached there yet after you in the global community line. So you've got 2 choices to make. Number 1, you just sit there and wait. Or number 2, since we have just gotten started, you be proactive and help to do this and build the business and build ground zero. See, when I first got started, you know what blew me away? We didn't have the global community line back then. What blew me away was they said, Brandon, how would you like to be able to qualify to receive 64 Bitcoin? And I said, how many people will I need in my organization? 100,000, 200,000? Because do you know what 64 Bitcoin is? That's more than $500,000 on a monthly basis. So I know what the numbers are. They said, oh, no. How about less than 10,000 people? I said, what? Where do I sign up? Because I help to get 10,000 in my network by myself, let alone the global community line. So if you're still sitting there, oh, where are all my contributions? Let's put your head down and go to work and build yourself a network. I remember getting to stage 4 with more than 2,000 people in my own personal network before the global community line. You've got 4 or 5, you've got some work to do at the very beginning. Let's help people get off of ground zero. That pushes everything. Now, yes, we're running a dual system right now because we did not reset on April 15th. We didn't reset. And we instituted and we eliminated the restriction of needing 2 on every single stage to move on. You don't need that anymore. So when the May 15th reset hits, this is going to be fire. It is going to explode. But you can get yourself positioned by helping as many people as possible be off of ground zero before the reset takes place. Be proactive. All right, now I want to switch into, I want to go to the causes. So and we talked about this last week. And before I bring that up, I didn't look to see who's actually here. So I don't know who's listening. And I'm speaking of the Core 7 or any other corporate. If any of you guys are on and you'd like to share anything, just raise your hand and I'll make sure I call on you. I don't know who's exactly here. There we go, right there, Dr. Alberto. So before we get into the causes, let me bring up Dr. Alberto Alexander.
Good morning,
All
good
right,
afternoon,
Alberto.
good evening. Can you hear me, brother?
I hear you loud and clear, sir.
Fantastic. First of all, I want to say thank you and welcome all to the new members that are here. If you're the first time on this call, I want you to know that this is being recorded. You will have an opportunity to view this again because just like Brandon said, and for myself included, first time we saw this, it took a few times before we were able to fully grasp it. Fortunately, it's developed and been enhanced a lot further than we initially started during the pre-stages. So contact the sponsor who brought you into this and share this information with you. So you'll be able to join the group and be able to do the replays and see the information. For those of you who have been here, first of all, Brandon, I want to say thank you. Brandon and I have known each other for several years. We have not had the privilege of working together prior to Up2Give here. And it's just an honor seeing him do what he does in his essence, not only as a trainer, as a visual storyteller and presenter, but as being the human being that he is, because philanthropy is something that lives in our core. And as he eloquently stated, philanthropy isn't for everyone. You have to feel it and you have to own it. It has to be part of you. So this isn't for everyone. We get that, but we appreciate you coming with us nonetheless. But to be able to have the opportunity to say that I'm in a program that enables me to become a philanthropy and still receive for my causes as well at the same time, there's nothing else like this out here, folks. So it is an honor for us to be here. And it's an honor for me to be here with you, first and foremost, and embrace, because we are family. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening within the next few weeks. I know our CEO, Jerry Lopez, who I speak to almost daily, is going to be sharing some information with you. And we are super excited as far as what's coming down the pipeline. But as Brandon said, if we take care of ground zero and help everyone get out of ground zero, that's going to help them get out of stage one move to stage 2, and so on and so forth. And if everyone is doing their part, just from stage 2, where you're positive cash flow as well, you don't have to go back into your pocket during the next reset. Think about that. That is tremendous. At stage 3, combined with all the others in stage 4, you have $6,900. And we're not making income claims because the numbers are the numbers based upon contributions. So I just want to be clear on that. So guys, plug into these Zooms. Invite at least 10 people on. We are having record-setting numbers of people coming on board with us. The number of leaders and companies and organizations that have approached Up2Give to partner with them because of what you, and I'm not going to say the company, what you are doing is phenomenal, because the company is not the company without you. So this is all you're doing, and we are grateful for it tremendously. So Brandon, I appreciate the moment right now. I'll let you get back to what you're doing, and thank you. And if you need me for any questions, I'll be available as well.
Thank you, Alberto. All right, I do want to, I'm going to cover just a couple of questions real quick that somebody's sending me. And one, John says, you know, what is there a benefit that if you have, you know, I want you to answer this one, Alberto, because I've heard you answer this one before. Is there a benefit of you personally sharing with more than 2 people? how does that benefit you and the community?
So it's a great question, by the way. Who asked that one, Brandon?
That was John.
John, great question, John. And the answer is yes. It benefits you in multiple ways. And I'll share with you how. The fact that you bring in more than 2 people enables you to have, number one, insurance for some reason, because you need to have 2 qualified for you to keep going. So you'll have insurance in the event that, God forbid, something happens. And we don't imagine that it will, but if it does happen, that you will not be prohibited from moving further beyond the levels that you need to, and be able to advance to the stages. So that's number one. Number two, being able to bring in additional people helps you to help the members that you brought in and their members as well. That hot list that Brandon showed you, it's a guide for individuals who have the capacity, the ability, and desire, as you do, to be able to bring in more, and then helping them, those people down here, because, John, this is a global community line. And this is one of the things I love about Up2Give versus any other program. And I've been in the industry for over 25 years. I built massive organizations, served on advisory boards, and most of the companies I've been involved in, been a consultant in the industry. I've never seen a global community line where you only need one line of people, one community, and everybody benefits. That being said, John, if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people that you happen to bless someone in your team, your group, your family with, you benefit directly. Why? When they make their contributions, it's also going to go into the global community line, which is going to empower that community line to move faster. So those who are in ground zero now move to stage 1. Those in stage 1 move to stage 2. And if you're at stage 3, you get the benefit from that. So I appreciate that question. I think it was a great question. Everybody wins by helping others and bringing more. Typically, when we come into opportunities, I know Brandon's pretty much the same mindset. I say, I'm going to get 100 personal myself. Why? Because we know with 100 personal that what we can do. I can still say I get 100 personals, but I don't have to keep them. I can keep 3, maybe 4, and give everybody else away. And guess what? I'm still winning. And winning bigger, believe it or not, because I'm moving ground zero off the ground and moving everyone up the stages. So wherever I am, it's going to reach me. So thank you for that question.
Thank you, Alberto. Now, guys, you guys asking questions about when we get the card and updates on marketing. I'm going to save that for the updates when Jerry Lopez himself will be speaking on those. It's going to be very, very soon. That I do know. So also, when we talk about that you need to have help 2 people so that you qualify for stage 5 and 6, we're talking about your 2 personals, not just 2 people in any group, your 2 personals that you need to help to be able to move to stage 5 and stage 6. Let me see, any other question here? If somebody gets started right now, and they pay the $32 and they contribute 0.005. When the 15th reset hits, they need to pay again $32 and 0.005. Now, what you want to do between that time is help that person get off of ground zero and through stage 1 so that they have received everything that they've already contributed so that they're not coming out of the pocket again on the 15th. Let's see. Anything else? We're coming at the top of the hour.
All right, Brandon, I do want to make one comment. For those of you who are on the line, many of us have the tendency of having the desire to try to explain how something works. I'm going to ask of you, please, please, please do not. If someone needs the information and you know that you don't want to mess it up for them because you see value here and you want to make sure that they see the value and receive it for what it's worth, please do one of 2 things. Either bring them on to Brandon's presentation, the next Zoom that's available, and it happens with the almost daily. And sometimes Brandon decides he wants to do it more than once on a particular day for special reasons. Or you can share the recording with them, but please do not mess it up for them. This is too important, or you wouldn't want to share it with them. I know that. So make sure that it only takes is one word to have them thinking about something else. or misrepresenting something that you did not intend to, and have them misinterpreted. So just bring them to the recording or the live Zooms where they can actually ask questions and get their questions answered. So I just want to make sure I can get that in. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and they're asking, when will the Zoom call for the ministers begin?
You know, this is something that I'm in discussion with Jerry's. I know I shared with you guys that I wanted to get this thing going. I'm going to ask each of you, as I've asked as leaders, I have been doing, I will say this, and it's open to anyone that's on this call, I have been doing private Zooms for individuals and pastors and ministers in different countries. So if you have a religious institution or leaders themselves who are interested in doing, you can feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to schedule and do a Zoom with you and your group. But there are two things that I ask so that you can best serve them and I can as well. I need to know what their short-term goals are and how this current crisis has impacted them financially. And secondly, I need to know what their long-term goals are, because here at Up2Give, we can help them accomplish both. Short-term goals, how they've been affected financially by the current global pandemic, and their long-term goals. I always request those two pieces of information before I get on the call. Once I have that, we can schedule everything, okay? I'll get back to you as soon as we formalize the presentation. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. You know, guys, if you've got your two, and this is another reason why you want to make sure you have more than two. I went in, I think I'm over 120 now. If you've got your two, and that's all you got, one of them falls off, you're no longer qualified. Now, what if they have another person? That next person you don't automatically become their sponsor so that they fill in for you to have your two. You know, that would have to be a support question privately with company, but no, their person does not automatically become their sponsor unless the system goes through a purge, which we have not done yet. So save that for a question with support, but no, you want to be on the safe side and make sure you personally have more than two, just in case one of them falls off and one of them quits. And you know how it is. Some people they quit. That's just how it is. All right, we're at the top of the hour, so I got to show this before because this is very important. Another reason why the company is compliant and wants to be as compliant as possible. We don't just allow you to throw up whatever cause and be good with that. Give me money. That's not going to fly. The company is going to be very strict on what your cause is and how it looks. We have to answer to audits, to the SEC, to being compliant. We're registered in the United States. Therefore, the company will be fined when things are not up to par. Now, does that sound like something a scam would do? No. So we have to also help to police ourselves and go through these causes. If you guys see any causes, feel free to report them to the support group. But we want to make sure that our causes look great with a great message. I like this: Foundation for Children Without Resources. Let me click on that. Foundation for Children Without Resources. Great picture here. Foundation for Children Without Resources and in situations of homeless, malnutrition, and with really serious diseases. They wanted me to help them get a ray of light and a piece of bread to their mouths. Great idea, great cause. The description is not good enough. This needs to be flushed out. You get to think about it. If you went to some page and somebody asked you to contribute, and this all you see, is that good enough for you? Give me more information. So great idea, great cause. This isn't good enough. One sentence is not going to fly. You need more. Let me look at another example. Now I'm just spot checking here. Up2Give offices, Lisa, will be in Florida and also with the Philippines. I'll wait for Jerry when he gives his announcement as far as legal documents being available within the back office. Let's see here. Whoa, this is detailed. First robotics building tomorrow, innovators and leaders, STEM for kids. Okay, let me open that one up. Due West Robotics. Now this is a little bit detailed. I like that. I currently sponsor 54 teams in all age groups to sponsor STEM, science, engineering, technology, and math in schools. That's pretty good. That's a good one right there. Let's see here. Medical College Wounded Warriors Project. Oh, that's always going to get my attention. Wounded Warriors. I am a former U.S. Marine Corps, and your generous tax-deductible donations will change the lives of injured warriors, caregivers, and family members. You'll help bring back independence to our nation's most severe wounded vets. As great as that is, this description is not enough. Fill this out more. Got to be more. Put some time and thought behind it. You know, like you're cooking a meal. You know, you want to really get into that. Let me see another one that's maybe mom is looking to live a comfortable life and travel. Okay. I said your cause could be whatever you want it to be. Tell me why. Why should I contribute to your cause? I have worked most of my life, and I'm now looking to spend my remaining years living in comfortable retirement and having the ability to do some traveling, raising a family. That is pretty good. Looking forward to be able to afford so much more in life. Thank you for looking at my cause. There's nothing wrong with that. Just help mom travel. Anyone that I see that, okay, what is this? I don't speak the language, but let me see. This is not good enough. This isn't going to fly. What in the world is this? Not good enough. I'd flag that in a moment. And I'm just showing you guys these, not to get down on anybody, but give you guys ideas of, you know, what your cause should be looking like, what it should say. I wish to build a house for my family, okay? We live in a small township and 4-room house. My biggest wish is to build a house for my family, a safe and secure home for especially my mother, who has done so much for us, and also a house that my father would be proud of in heaven. That's great, but this description is not good enough. You need to be more. Tell me why. Tell me a story. Tell me about your family. Tell me about your mother who's done a lot for you. You know, whenever you look at infomercials or you look at the Red Cross or you look at, you know, any philanthropy, they always tell you a story. You watch the Olympics, in everything, I was taught this. Your ability to succeed will be your ability to share your story with the most amount of people. You watch the Summer Olympics and gymnastics, and before, you know, Mary Lou Retton get up on that high beam or any, you know, I don't know about the '84 Olympics, but you look at any Olympian, you will see a montage, a 5-minute video montage of that person, their backstory, where they come from, you know, Simone Biles, anybody out there. And it's designed to make them relatable. It's designed to you feel for them. Wow, I'm rooting for their success. You get figure skating or track and field or gymnastics. There's always telling a story. That is what you need to be doing as well. What is your story in your cause? Why should I feel, you know, my heartstrings being pulled from it? This is a great cause, but it's not telling me the story. All right, that's good enough. I think you guys get the idea. I think there was one more here. A hospital is the facility. I'll look at one more here. Oh, I saw HBCU. Oh, man, I'm not going to find that again. The hospital is a facility supplying specialized staff and equipment to meet the healthcare needs of the surrounding population. Hospital funding is provided by a variety of sources, including for-profit and non-profit healthcare organizations. I said, very good. I guess the district, specialized teaching. This is good. Wish you could have a better picture, but this is good. So you guys see the point. Okay, so what is coming next? I'm doing a presentation tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. To be honest, 100 and something people here is a joke. On an international Saturday presentation with coronavirus and everybody is at home, we should be having 2,000 to 3,000 people on here. Tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, that's New York time, 6 p.m. California time. All you have to do is invite. That's not going to be as detailed as this one. It'll be a 20 minutes long presentation, but it's enough information. The next is tomorrow, we will have our company leadership call at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. That is for us to come together. If you have any brand new members, introduce them to the team, share with everybody what's happened in your business over the past week. That is not a customer service team call. That is for us to review what's taken place with our business over the past week and to get prepared for the new week as we now have the countdown for the May 15th, which is what, 13 days away. Countdown clock is on.
Hey,
and that is it, everybody. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just read day before yesterday that there are now officially over 30 million unemployed people. So just like Mr. Ivy shared on this call, guys, if you know anybody who's unemployed, anyone who's experiencing uncertainty or even living with fear right now, please, please, please invite them on a call. Offer them something that may be able to help them. They may have a cause that you have no clue about and the necessities. So whether it's today or tomorrow will be the leadership call. You won't get the official presentation, but invite them on to see the information on a Zoom call. You have something that can make a difference and help them and their family. Please do so. Okay, I apologize for interrupting. I just wanted everybody to know what's available, what's happening. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And on that, let's also be mindful on what we say, especially on social media. Say, hey, you ain't got a job. I mean, we're making money over here. You should hop on here. What are you doing? You can't say things like that. Or say, we've got the solution.
How do we make it easy?
What's that, Alberto?
We have those slides. We made it easy. We have those slides available that speaks to just that. So whether they go in the Telegram chat and see it out of the files, or they go onto the official Facebook groups, you will find probably 15 different slide images that will speak to something that maybe resonates with someone that you can share. And after that, you can attach a link to it and share the information and let Brandon take it from there.
There you go. That is it. Now, as always, this call was recorded. Gregory's asking, where do I find the recorded calls? The recorded calls are always uploaded into the Facebook group and as a YouTube link. Now, it is set as what do you call it? I forgot. Unlisted, so that you just can't type it in and find it. However, on the corporate website, we have a 16-minute recorded presentation that is straight to the point that you can share with others if you're trying to if they can't make it to a live presentation. But this one, as soon as this is done, I'm going to upload it and to the Facebook group and also put it in the Telegram group so you'll have access to it. With that, thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you, Dr. Alberto, for all the input. We will see you tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Just invite and use those images that the company's already approved and created that you can share on social media. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. Brendan Ivy out. Bye-bye.